There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Random DOS Game Show. And today we have a game called Perico, Delgado, Maillot, Amarillo. I apologize if I butchered that, but this is a Spanish language game. And I unfortunately don't really know that much Spanish. I do know a smattering of it. I did take a few years of Spanish back in high school to fulfill my foreign language electives, but I'm pretty rusty from those days. But I do know enough, though, to kind of glean what this is about. Perico Delgado apparently was the name of a pretty renowned Spanish cyclist from the late 80s, which is when this game was made. And I know that Amarillo means yellow, and apparently it refers to the yellow jersey that he wore. So this game just dropped me straight into the main menu. There was no intro or anything, and there's no music or sound to speak of, at least not at the moment. I'm not sure if that's going to change or not. But I gotta say, that is a really difficult choice of font to read. Holy cow, that does not help the language barrier issue any. But I can kind of make out what it says, though. So we have a whole bunch of different number options. Teclado, I believe, means keyboard, and jugador is pertaining to the game, presumably. And looks like there's ways to, change the options and the key bindings even, possibly. But let's just go ahead. I think 0 will take us into the game. And we'll see what we got. So pressed enter. And what are the controls? My little bicyclist rotated a little bit, but we are not moving. Okay. So O and P move left and right respectively. Oh, it's one of those games. Yeah, a lot of these old CGA titles had really weird key bindings, and now it doesn't seem to respond anymore when I hit the O and P keys. Oh boy. Tell you what. Okay, yeah, escape just brings us back to the main menu. Let's go ahead and redefine the keys to my own liking here. Derecha. I think that's right. So I'm going to go for a WASD layout. So we'll do D. And izquierda is left. I believe this is up or forward or something. Bajar. That's probably back. And discaro? Is that what it says? I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's set it to C. So I think I got that right, but let's see. Okay. Yes. Fortunately, I do remember enough about the Spanish language to glean what the directions meant. Okay, so we're off, and oh my goodness. It's PC speaker for the sound, and CGA obviously. Whoa, for the visuals. Holy cow. That sent me off in completely the wrong direction. I got some catching up to do. So it looks like there's a speed rating and an energy rating to the right. There's a mini-map as well, so you kind of know. Oh my gosh. So you know what's in store for you. But this is rather difficult to control. Let me see if I can explain this. So the way you accelerate is you press and hold forward, and that increases your velocity. And when you and your velocity will keep going even after you've stopped pressing forward. So you need to kind of manage your speed. That's as well as your turning, because you can't really go full tilt because you're gonna slam into walls and such. And hitting obstacles slows you down. Hitting other cyclists will just slow you down. But oh my gosh, yeah. When you bump into walls, though, it causes you to careen off them at like oblique angles and such. So you can really screw up your trajectory if you're not careful. Yeah, like that. It left me ending up facing the wrong way. And those little bags or whatever, oh my gosh, those little bags or whatever that I'm picking up, I think they replenish my energy. I'm not sure how important maintaining energy is. Oh my goodness. I am not going to do very well. Ugh. Come on. Ugh. No. Yeah. This is like pulling teeth. Oh geez, I missed that pickup. Okay. Yeah, I think that little flashing yellow dot is the leader on the mini map. They're way ahead of me now. It would be nice if the cyclist was maybe like a little further down the screen or something, because you have very little time to react to the obstacles that you approach. So, oh geez, come on. Well, I got some more energy. That's good, because I was running low. But yeah, CJ visuals. Credit where credit is due. I like that they're using the red, green, and yellow color scheme. I am not a fan of the cyan, magenta, and white that a lot of these early CGA DOS games used. I know that some people might have like nostalgic memories associated with those colors, but for me personally, we didn't have a computer growing up during the CGA era. By the time we got a computer for the family for the first time, EGA and VGA had been well established by then. So how did we do? Not very good, assuming that we're Delgado down there. Pretty sure that's us. But oh, I spoke too soon. Now we've got the CGA color palette that I don't care for. But it looks like this is a new segment, so it's like a cross-country thing or something. So I'm not sure. We're definitely slowing down as we're cycling uphill, obviously, but I don't know if this works the same way as the top-down, where you just, because my velocity, it looks like, is extremely low, and I am pressing and mashing the up key, but nothing seems to happen. Maybe since it's a side-scrolling segment, maybe the right key? Maybe? No? This might be one of those instances where, well, normally I would say you might want to consult the manual, but I'm willing to bet the manual is in Spanish as well. So unless you know Spanish, you're not going to glean very much from it. And this looks like a very long cross-country course. Holy cow, with the mini-map at the bottom center there. I've barely made any progress so far. At this rate, it's going to take me the full 20 minutes just to finish this one segment. So, tell you what, I think I'll go ahead and call it here, and I'll meet you folks back on the main menu, and I'll give you my thoughts. So that's Perico, Delgado, Maillot, Amarillo, a Spanish cycling racing game for DOS that has different gameplay segments for each leg of the race by the looks of things, with different viewing angles and different gameplay mechanics to accompany them. I mean, credit where credit is due. I appreciated the fact that the game allowed me to change the key bindings to a format I was more comfortable with, as opposed to its straight up obtuse originals. But unfortunately, that's where my praise for the game ends. This is one of those titles that has not aged well at all. Between the CGA visuals, the PC speaker sound, the extremely hard to read font, and the just straight up rough gameplay mechanics, the fact that I couldn't really have much time to react to things in front of me and whatnot due to the camera, and just the disorienting pinballing off of corners, and then not figuring out how to traverse any sort of incline in the second section. So yeah, this just was not a fun experience at all. So because of that, I wouldn't really recommend this game. I'm hard pressed to think of someone who would like this game. Maybe someone who's a hardcore cycling enthusiast and like either avidly followed the Spanish cycling circuit back in the late 80s or is a real enthusiast on like reading up on the history of it and whatnot. And I suppose if you were to devote the time and effort into learning the intricacies of the gameplay mechanics, you might be able to glean some enjoyment out of this. But the question I would posit is, why would you go through all that trouble, especially when there are much better cycling games nowadays? And if you think DOS gaming transcends language barriers, then we're right there with you. We here at the Random DOS Game Show play all sorts of titles, no matter what part of the world they hail from. And if you like what you see here, consider subscribing. But I've had enough of this one. Time to pedal on out of here. And until next time, take care, everyone.